In 1892, Arthur Turner founded Vogue as a weekly newspaper in the United States, sponsored by Christopher Wright. The first issue was published on December 17 of that year, with a cover price of 10 cents, equivalent to $2.63 in 2015. Turner's intention was to create a publication that celebrated the ceremonial side of life, one that attracts the sage as well as debutante, men of affairs as well as the belle. From its inception, the magazine targeted the New York aristocracy, establishing social norms in a country that didn't value class and ceremony as much as England or France. Georges Lepape's collaboration with Vogue was a turning point in the evolution of fashion illustration, helping the magazine establish itself as a leading voice in modern fashion. His first cover for Vogue in 1916 introduced a distinctive style that went beyond simply depicting clothes. It conveyed mood, elegance, and fantasy, qualities that aligned perfectly with Vogue's mission to promote fashion as an art form. So, Georges Lepape was a French illustrator whose elegant and modern style shaped the visual identity of fashion during the early 20th century. Known for his collaborations with luxury magazines and designers, Lepape's work reflected the Art Deco spirit of sophistication, fantasy, and stylized beauty. Lepape was born in Paris, France. Initially trained as a painter, he developed a passion for illustration, where his ability to blend fine art with decorative aesthetics stood out. Influences from Art Nouveau and Orientalism can be seen in his early works, with an emphasis on flowing lines and intricate patterns. These artistic movements shaped Lepape's approach, which combined elegance with storytelling. Lepape's breakthrough came in 1911, when he collaborated with Paul Poiret, one of Paris's most innovative fashion designers. Poiret commissioned him to illustrate a promotional album titled Les Choses de Paul Poiret Vues par Georges Lepape. The album was revolutionary in its approach. Instead of simply displaying garments, it used art to capture the spirit and mood of Poiret's designs. This work introduced Lepape's signature style, characterized by elongated figures, flat areas of color, and decorative elements. The collaboration not only showcased Poiret's fashions, but also positioned Lepape as a leading fashion illustrator, attracting the attention of luxury publications. In 1916, Lepape created his first cover for Vogue, marking the beginning of a long and influential relationship. His illustrations became a defining feature of the magazine's aesthetic, helping Vogue transition from a fashion catalogue to a highly artistic publication. Lepape's covers depicted elegant women engaged in modern activities, attending parties, traveling, or enjoying leisure, capturing the dynamic spirit of the 1920s. His work celebrated both fashion and the liberated lifestyle associated with the era's flapper culture. In addition to Vogue, Lepape contributed to other prestigious publications, such as Harper's Bazaar and Gazette du Bon Ton. His art was not limited to fashion magazines. He also worked on advertisements, posters, and theater programs, reflecting the versatility of his talent. Lepape's style aligned closely with the Art Deco movement, which emphasized geometric forms, luxury, and elegance. His work featured flat planes of color, decorative patterns, and stylized figures, creating compositions that balanced simplicity with richness. Unlike many traditional illustrators, Lepape's art focused not just on the clothes but on mood and narrative, adding depth to the imagery. Exotic influences were also a hallmark of his work. Drawing inspiration from Orientalism, Lepape incorporated elements from distant cultures, such as elaborate textiles and patterns, which heightened the sense of luxury and escapism in his illustrations. As photography began to replace illustration in fashion magazines during the 1930s, Lepape's prominence in the industry declined. However, his contributions to visual art remain significant. He continued to work on various artistic projects, including posters, book illustrations, and occasional commercial commissions. Lepape spent his later years quietly, retreating from the fashion world but maintaining his passion for art. His influence on fashion illustration endured, with many of his works becoming iconic representations of the Roaring Twenties and Art Deco aesthetics. George Lepape is remembered as one of the pioneers of modern fashion illustration. His ability to blend art, fashion, and fantasy redefined how clothing was presented, transforming it from mere design into an aspirational lifestyle. His work not only shaped the visual identity of magazines like Vogue, but also inspired future generations of illustrators. Today, Lepape's illustrations remain celebrated for their timeless elegance and artistic innovation, continuing to influence both fashion and art.